By day, I'm just an ordinary office worker, grinding through a 9-to-5 job. But when the sun sets and the world sleeps, I become something entirely different, a secret spy. My journey into the world of espionage began innocently enough. Fresh out of college, I was recruited by a government agency for a seemingly mundane job in data analysis. Little did I know that it was merely a cover for my true identity as a covert operative. My life quickly transformed into a web of secrecy, danger, and deception. The first time I realized the gravity of my situation was during my initial training. They called it basic training, but it was anything but basic. I was pushed to my physical and mental limits, learning combat techniques, encryption, surveillance, and espionage tactics. It was like something out of a Hollywood movie, except this was my reality. One of the most challenging aspects of my double life was maintaining a facade at my day job. I had to pretend to be just another office drone, attending boring meetings and sipping coffee at the water cooler, but beneath that mundane exterior, I was constantly on edge, ready to receive a call that could send me on a mission halfway across the world. Missions ranged from intelligence gathering to high-stakes espionage. I traveled to exotic locations, assumed false identities, and interacted with individuals who operated in the shadows. Each assignment was a puzzle, a maze of secrets, and my job was to navigate it without getting caught. One of my most memorable missions took me to the heart of Europe. I was tasked with infiltrating a clandestine arms dealer network. Posing as a wealthy art collector, I rubbed shoulders with some of the world's most dangerous criminals. It was a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, and one wrong move could have cost me my life. But the adrenaline rush that came with each mission was addictive. The line between my two lives blurred, and I found it increasingly difficult to return to the monotony of my office job. The secrecy and thrill of espionage had become my true calling. However, with every successful mission, there was a price to pay. The toll on my personal life was immense. I had to keep my family and friends in the dark about my true profession, often lying about where I was going or why I was frequently absent. Relationships suffered, and the guilt weighed heavily on my conscience. As the years passed, I became more entangled in the world of espionage. I formed bonds with fellow agents, and we became a tight-knit family, relying on each other for support and survival. The danger was ever-present, and the risks were real. We lost comrades along the way, and the pain of those losses never truly faded. One of the most challenging aspects of being a secret spy was the constant threat of exposure. I had to be hypervigilant, always looking over my shoulder, and trusting no one completely. The paranoia gnawed at me, and I often wondered if I would ever be able to escape this life. Then, one fateful day, my worst fears were realized. A leak within our agency compromised the identities of several undercover operatives, including mine. The enemy was closing in, and I had no choice but to go underground, severing ties with the only life I had ever known. 4 months, I lived off the grid, constantly changing my appearance and identity. I couldn't trust anyone, not even those within my own agency. It was a lonely existence, filled with fear and uncertainty. I had become a ghost, a shadow in the world. But as time passed, I realized that I couldn't run forever. I had to find a way to clear my name and expose the traitor within our ranks. It was a perilous journey, filled with danger at every turn, but I was determined to reclaim my life and bring justice to those who had betrayed us. It took years of careful planning and calculated risks, but eventually, I uncovered the identity of the traitor. It was someone I had trusted implicitly, a person who had been by my side on countless missions. The revelation was a painful one, and it shattered what little remained of my faith in humanity. With the evidence in hand, I returned to the agency, prepared to confront the traitor and bring them to justice. It was a tense and dramatic showdown, but justice prevailed, and the traitor was apprehended. My life as a secret spy was finally over, but the scars it left behind would last a lifetime. I had seen and done things that no one should ever have to experience. The thrill of espionage had given way to the harsh reality of the consequences.